Hello, Teaquilters. Today is Wednesday, February 21st, 2024, and we're here at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for Teaquilts live chat. I'm T, and I welcome you all. Hope you are having a great day thus far. Let me pull up the chat so I can read who's here or who's commenting. All right. We've got D. Branson, Mary F., Deborah Sims Brown, Kevin the Quilters, Kevin the Quilter, and thanks Mary, saying she likes my V-neck. Thank you, thank you. Win Sprinter is here. Sharon Lewis is here. Sharon, I sent you an email. I'm not sure if my email is working. I don't know if you got it, but I did get your package in the mail. I had sent you an email earlier before I went on vacation, but apparently you must not have gotten it. I'm still working on other stuff over there. So, hey Joe Cormel. Says hi Miss T and our quilters listening while working. Love the blue t-shirt. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Dizzy is here. G Sing is here. Helena Carter and Melissa LePage. Let's see. Janet McCarroll. Deborah says she sent me an email yesterday. I wasn't at home earlier today, and then I was babysitting, so I haven't checked emails today. So I haven't gone over any of that. And Mary talking about she's binging on Starburst jelly beans. You know those are my favorite jelly beans. Oh, okay. Okay, got you, Sharon. Hey, Claudette Bettis, you're not working today, doing your charity work? Melody Kiefer, Peggy O'Connor, and C. Joy Creation. So welcome everybody to the chat. I have strings here. See if I can tilt you guys down without making you fall. Give you a little bit more desk space. I think that works. Now you can at least see some of this. I'm gonna see if I can make a few string blocks here. We shall see. I do like to turn my I'll put it like 1.75 for stitch length. I wonder if I should just use 2, because I'm not gonna stitch on all this paper anyway. Remo JS is here. Thank you, Miss Remo. She says, good evening, Miss T and Quilters. Thumbs up, show your love and support. And also, if you aren't in my Facebook group, also go join my Facebook group. You do have to answer 4 questions in order to get accepted over there. So just read that. I did have to deny a few because I didn't know. I don't know if profiles are being stolen or whatever, so I just don't let them in if you haven't answered any questions at all. Becky Bramlett's here. Maddie Barnum. So I have some paper that are hopefully squares. Let me make sure. If I put you right here, yep. And yep, so just let it overlap a little. You know, when you're cutting numerous sheets of paper at a time, sometimes a piece will be slightly smaller than what you need. So always go over. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I haven't even looked for my half square triangles that are missing yet. So I still have to do that. Kevin, I'm not going to read lies, okay? You're just typing lies into the chat. So I need one long enough to go all the way across here. Guess I'm going to need my scissors if I don't want to use this rotary cutter. So I'm just making some string blocks. And I need a lot of them. And I think I made one or two. I can't remember if I made one or two. Like a long time ago. So then this one that was too short should go in second. Yes. So, I had a very interesting day. I went and got my nails done, got a mani and a pedicure, manicure and a pedicure. And when I got back home, my polish is gel polish. It's lumpy looking and it's peeling. Look, this finger and this one on the side. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah. So I think I'll be making a trip back tomorrow just to see what they have to say. See if they're gonna do them over. And I'm not getting this color. I was testing out this color for my mom's party. I like the color, but I think something's wrong with this gel polish. So Kevin. Cool Gal says, hi. Thumbs up done. Just listening. Zondra's here. Well, they gonna fix it tomorrow because I'm going back. I spent way too much money. I see Remo what her answer. She's saying that they water down. Sometimes they water down the bottles. I thought all of these were going to be long enough to go across the paper, but I don't think so. I don't think so. They got to be second. Let's see if this one will. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. So I'm just lining them up so that they can be seconds, maybe third piece I put on. And I got like another pile over here I can pull from. She says, Mary saying they didn't cure it long enough, they should completely redo. Yeah. I don't care what they do, but when I took pictures of it before it got this bad, I just took pictures of it again because I don't want them telling me in the morning that I must have done something to my hand. So I'm going back because I'm not looking like this for 3 weeks. Nope. So something's gonna happen. Now I'm trying to see if I can find stuff to make this long. I need at least 3 more right now. Okay. Hi, Mona did what? Roxanne Sexton, Benita Nance, Vivian Calvi, Vanessa Brown, Teresa Dawkins. T, can you explain why you are using paper? Sharon, anyone going to QuiltCon? I am arriving on Friday. I am not going to QuiltCon. Just decided that I had way too much going on right now, so I decided to opt out of QuiltCon. But I do hope that everybody that is going to QuiltCon has a great time. I need one of these that almost fit. These aren't long enough. Goodness gracious. I've just been cutting off of scraps, so I'm trying to use up scraps. And if I need to, I can. You know, I don't want to start out combining pieces, but I will if I need to. I just don't want to start out like right out the gate. So oh, okay. She says it wasn't cured long enough. You know, that's funny because I did the same amount of curing that I normally do. This was the first time, though, that somebody put 3 layers of color. I normally get 2 colors, 1 base, 2 colors, and then 1 top. And she put 3 layers of color on here. So I'm wondering if it was just watered down nail polish like what Remo says. But I don't care what it is, but I know I'm not looking like this for, especially this hand, for no, no, we're not even doing that. Not how much money they charge me. So, we finna go right on back. Jason Lewis is here. Christine H. And I think that's it. Everybody is talking to other people. So that's 2. Trying to make sure. Woo! I got these triangles up here. Let me move this just so you're not having to read that the whole time. Give you an empty board over you reading something that doesn't pertain to what we're working on. All right. Right here. Are you long enough? Should be. This one's a little bit wider. I just recently cut these because I didn't have anything. Oh my goodness. My whole paper came off. I didn't have anything ready to sew on today because I didn't do what I needed to do. So the easiest thing to do is always to just cut some strings. Okay, somebody was asking why am I sewing on paper. When I got a lot of videos. If you just watch my playlist of string and crumb quilts, you'll understand all of the rationale that I use for making strings and crumbs. If I'm doing straight string blocks, I don't use anything at all. And the reason is because I'm going to starch my blocks anyway, and then I'm going to square them up after everything is sewed. So I'm not worried about bias and things stretching and things like that. However, when I'm doing diagonal strings, I need something to use as a guide, because if I'm doing this on point, this side, if I go straight down the middle, which I have already done from just a plain square here, let me press this. My iron's already turned off. So let me just press this one. Just so you can see that your strings get smaller as you go down the paper. If I'm just sewing everything the same length, I'm going to be wasting. If I'm sewing this strip continuously and then just putting and cutting diagonal later, I'm wasting all of these extra strips when I just need a smaller strip now to start covering this end here. So if I'm doing straight strings, I would just sew them all together like this with no paper. I'll just sew strings together. But because I'm doing diagonal, I need something to use as a guide. So that's why I'm using this. You can use paper, you can use muslin fabric, it will stay in. You can use interfacing, it can stay in. I just personally like to take it out. And then one of the things is I'm not a fan of ripping a lot of paper, so I don't sew on every line on the paper. So that's the other thing. So I have a lot of videos out there that go into detail on that, on different types of strings and when I do this and when I do that. That's just a little piece left. And so I'm going diagonally through the paper. My goal, my dilemma here is that I don't have a lot of long pieces, because I just cut some scraps I had laying out. I didn't really plan this, but look like we're in luck right here. So I had pulled some out ahead of time, thought they were going to be long enough, and they were not. So you can like pin your first things down, because like with me chain piecing and I have to get to my seam because I'm not going directly down the middle. I don't have this first piece. It's kind of centered diagonally, so it's not really in the corner. So I have to work my way up to the fabric that I'm about to sew. So that's why I missed before. All right, and then I can take that pin out. Just because I'm going diagonally. If it was straight, I wouldn't even worry about paper, wouldn't worry about pinning. And the nice thing about strings and crumbs is that you don't have to worry about seam allowance. Hey, Ray Mahone. Anybody else that I miss? Yeah, the top layers are not cured because she put those 3 coats of nail polish on here. I'm talking to Mary F. She's talking to her daughter. T, are you color coordinating your strings or just odds and ends? I need to make some strings. This one I need is coordinated. So I am using all light background strips here. So, and like, so just because I'm just using anything that's light background, it doesn't have to be white. It doesn't have to be beige. Although right now, that's basically what I kind of got here. Just because that's what I pulled. But if I have like a light color or something, if it's light, long as it's light, I'll pull it. But this just happened to be where I had just made some smaller pieces that needed to be So I do put color in my strips. I'm not one of those people that make strings and don't put any other colors in them. So right now, this is what I got. And I'm just trying to make sure that I have texture. That's my main thing. I want texture. All right, so I'm going across this other side. And I am going to, I'm sewing on piece number 2. We're going to have a mess up here. String and crumb quilting is messy. Because basically you're dealing with the last resort of your scraps for the most part. So that's why most of these are not like full, like jelly roll strips or anything like that. Because I'm using what I had left over from cutting out previous projects. Ugh. And I even chain piece on that. I can't, it drives me nuts if I have to keep cutting the thread in between. So I do chain piece on this too. Mona is asking me, is this regular paper? This is newsprint paper. You can buy newsprint paper by the reams from your office supply stores like Office Depot, Office Max, Staples, whatever you got next by you. You can just go in there and you can buy 1 ream of paper. However, I don't normally buy paper. This paper was given to me. I never buy paper. I still have old phone books that I use for my foundation papers. I also use Warm and Natural batting paper. I recycle that. If I get packing paper in the mail from getting orders and they use brown paper, I'll use that too. I don't care what I use for crumb piecing. And that's because I'm not going to be stitching through most of it anyway. And I don't know if I told you all that Zooms are going to be starting back up. And in the Zooms, I'm going to be doing various different techniques. Like one time we're going to work just 4 patches. I'll show you how to make, like we're going to start easy so it's for everybody. But then I'll show you also what you could do with them to make them into a quilt. And then I'm going to be doing some strings and crumbs and stuff in there. And what the Zooms are for, they're going to be where you can also sew along and do what I'm doing at the same time. So it's going to be like little mini classes, but you may not get, like, you're not going to get a pattern. I'm not going to write patterns for them. I will like give you a supply list telling you what you need if you want to sew. But when I start having to develop patterns and things like that, then that's when I have to start charging for real. So it'll be like a nominal charge just because I have to pay for Zoom. So I'm going to pay for Zoom, and that's my way of paying for it, so it's not coming out of my pocket, as I'm going to be teaching some classes in there. This one's just going to be mostly big strips because that's what's coming up. Well, I could go on the other side, but why? I already got it on here now. It doesn't matter which side you sew on. You got to sew both sides anyway. So, nice thing about strings and crumbs, you can just sew. You don't have to worry about your quarter and seam. Just chill, you know? I don't even know. Oh, I put them up there. I'm like, what did I do with those strips? Woo. Let's see. Gloria says I sound great, but my video is a little blurry. You need to check up at the top your settings. Hit the settings icon on your YouTube. They might have you in at a lower resolution because I'm looking on my phone and I look just fine. Hold on. Let me go back and look. Let me see. I will use my bowl cozy and clean my camera. Hold on. You're gonna be moved. Is that better? If not, check your resolution. I'm on pause on my screen, so I can't see it. Let me go see what my resolution is. See, mine is at 144. If you're looking at it in 144, you need to increase it. But I got mine paused over here because all I want is to chat comments. I don't want the video. So, I'm going to be like doing different tips, showing you like, say when we get to half square triangles, showing you different ways you can make half square triangles, the pros and cons of it, based on how many half square triangles you need, things like that. So that's what we're going to be discussing, and then I'll be answering questions in detail that you may have about something in particular. So that's what the Zooms are going to be for. Okay. I've sent out information about 2025 registration form for retreat. If you got it in an email, that means that you have already paid your $100 registration fee to hold your spot, or at least $100. Some people have paid more. And it also has your payment schedule. If you haven't seen it, please check your spam folders. I do know that it finally went out after I sent it like 5 or 6 times. Because somebody responded and said that they got it, and I've been getting a few registration forms. So if you haven't received that, look in your spam folder. I am still having email issues. I don't know what's up. It's got something to do with Yahoo. It's not anything else, because that's the interface that I use. And I'm gonna have to see if I can I have to figure out my Gmail email password and then see if I can send my Teaquilts email over to Gmail. But that takes time. Right now I'm still working on planning my mom's party. So that's what my current thing I'm working on in detail. That's just too little. It's just the right size without a seam allowance. That's how it works. I try to use all the scraps. And then when I cut stuff off, I'll try to use those too. So let me cut this because I don't want to waste all my material. All my material, an inch of material. I am cheap. When it comes to like string and crumbs, I get real cheap with the fabric. Like I don't have any, I got my box cutter in here. It's about to fall off. Let me make sure. I remember when newspaper and pages from telephone books was used as space for string quilts. See, somebody else knows. I I am cheap. I recycle everything I can touch before I go. Even typing paper, if I have used one side, I recycle it to write stuff on when I do write notes and stuff down at my desk. I use typing paper, recycled typing paper. I'll use whatever I can get my hands on. I remember when we used to use newspaper and phone books and stuff, we had to wait for them to dry. But mines are so old because they don't make them anymore. I don't have to worry about that anymore. So this is a really skinny end and this is a fat end. So we're just going to angle it like that and pull it back. I will be sending 2024 retreat information soon. I need to verify I got everybody's shirt orders before I put those in. See if anybody else wants to order that I don't have. I know I'm missing some registration forms for 2024, so I'll be working on that. Sorry I'm late. That's Minnie. Hello, Minnie. Get here when you can, girl. Mary talking about, oh, fun. I hope to be a Zoomer. Yeah. Hello, Liz Wilson from Southeast Michigan. Oh, she's talking about her trip around the scrap basket. That we did that one as a Zoom class, and you did have to have the pattern for that because I wrote a pattern. I was trying not to. Anytime I got to sit down and start writing patterns, then it's like that. People don't realize if you're not a writer or a designer, and I try to make sure I have every step included, it takes a while to do that type of stuff. I'm about to teach a class at a quilt guild, and I just got the question. So are you saying everybody that in your class needs to buy a pattern? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. That is exactly what I'm saying. Because you're not going to finish the whole quilt there. You're only going to get about half of the block techniques done. And you need those. You need 4 of those, 4 of each one of those. And so if you only got half the stuff, I'm just teaching you the concept. When you get home, you're going to finish it. You can't call me. And you don't have a pattern. The pattern will have everything you need. If you don't buy the pattern, you're going to be not getting that quilt done. So, yeah, everybody needs to buy a pattern. Yes, ma'am. Okay, people saying the video is fine on their internet. Yeah, because even when I looked on my phone here, it had me at I forget what it said, 144, 140 something. I can't remember what it said, but it was the low resolution. So thank you, everybody. Gloria Jean, it's okay. You got to ask, because if you don't know, that's what we're here for, is to educate people. That's why I immediately told you how to change your setting. For sometimes when you go into YouTube, it just depends on what all is open on your device. What else is hooked up to it if you're on a home internet system. And sometimes when you come in, it may not give you full access to high resolution video. So it is perfectly fine. This is long enough, but I think I want to cut it. Trying to get some different widths in here. And I'll use the skinnier one. I'm just gonna try to line up pieces that are kind of like size, you know, just a little, not a lot. Okay, I want to make sure this is covering my paper. So, what else? How much will the Zoom classes be? That's from Dizzy. I'm hoping I can keep them like $5 or less. I'm not trying to go overboard with it. It's just to help pay for the cost of Zoom. So it just depends. And if I get like good representation from people, I probably will reduce that. And you will have to have some form of electronic payment because I only be letting people into the room that has paid. So electronic payment being like Zelle, Venmo, or what's the other one? CashApp. I'm losing my ever-loving mind. Yeah, you know, CashApp. And I'm gonna look and see, maybe I might need to do a survey on YouTube and see how many people might be interested, because I might, if I know how many people are interested and kind of know how much I might be charging, I might do like something for a whole year fee and you only have to pay once. And then that way you're just in the Zoom. Christine, show T some love and hit the thumbs up. Thank you. Barbara Steed says, I'm switching to YouTube on my TV so I can hear you better. I can get better volume control. Yeah. I don't know, like on my phone, I don't know what device you're looking at, but I know on my phone had really good volume. I did an upgrade one time and now my phone volume is not as loud as it used to be. That I do not understand. Sheila, I thought you put down, I'm gonna, you send me an email. You don't have to send me a new form, I don't think. I think I have your form. But you can, I know you wanted another different shirt, but I'll see what I have, because I haven't looked at that in a minute. That's my next thing I need to do for the 2024 retreat. And I need to pay, I wrote the check for the deposit today for the 2025 retreat. And do you think that I went and took it to the post office? No, it's the check is still in the checkbook, okay? I just not thought about that. I guess Mona is saying good night. Good night, Mona. Hi, Leetta Bryant. Imagine my surprise when I received a Yellow Pages phone book in the mail last week. Girl, they better not accidentally put one in my door, because I sure know what to do with it. I'm going to sure take it and put it in my storage for my phone books, because I don't throw them away. Yes, indeed. That's the best paper right there. Deborah says, T, can you clarify the notes at the bottom of the 2025 retreat regarding the shop hop? I think I got down there that you don't have to pay additional for, I just need a head count. So if you're planning on doing that, sometimes people come to retreat, they don't want to go to shop hops. They rather just stay and sew, especially some of my local people. If we're going to local stores that they've been to time and time again, they're not going to go on a shop hop. So I just need a head count so I can figure out who the drivers are for those things. And then I know how many seats I'm using on the chartered bus. So that's why I'm asking for just a head count. I'm wondering why YouTube got rid of the mute microphone. I have no idea. Teaquilts, when is your mom's party? March 9th. Ellen Campbell. How are you? Cynthia Shade is here saying good evening from Chicago. And Christine says, I'm interested, but I don't do electronic payment. You will get deposits by Saturday. That's Remo, I'm thinking she must be talking about 2025 retreat or something like that. I don't know what she's talking about. But I am gonna be doing them. I'm just busy with other stuff right now, so that's why I haven't started them yet. So has anybody talked to Eric at Timeless Treasures Creations? At one point, I went over to his channel and it wasn't there. And I'm assuming it's back now. Hi, Elizabeth Leslie says hi from New Zealand. Not usually home on a Thursday afternoon, so miss your live. So pleased to catch it today. Well, it is actually Wednesday night here. So that's really cool. So thank you for popping in. That's why a lot of people like when I do my Saturday at noon presentations. I have a lot more people from Australia and stuff like that. Treasure Heart, yeah. He had to have everyone to... He had to have everyone to register something with YouTube. I don't know what that's about, because it hasn't affected me that way. Has anything about the round robin gone in the mail or Facebook? Thanks. I do have the groups created, so you just need to go join the groups. I do need to put that in there. I have not, because it's just been a lot going on. This past week, I've been dealing basically, well, I've been having issues with my emails. And so emails I've been trying to send, I'm wasting time because I'm sending the same stuff over and over again. It's very frustrating. I had to call my friend Kevin and vent. I was so mad one day. I'm like, I'm sending all this stuff, spending hours at the computer to send stuff the first time, and then it doesn't go, and then I'm trying to copy and paste to resend again. For the bus, if you are attending retreat and you're a retreat participant, you don't pay for the bus, okay? And Remo saying you shouldn't have to register anything on YouTube for people to see your channel. The only thing you register for on YouTube is when you want memberships. I don't know what that's about. I have no idea. So I don't know what's going on with that. I know I haven't had to do any of that. This one is just there. So I don't know what that's about. What are you talking about? Sing it, Dion. That's what friends are for. What's wrong with Kevin? He confuses me. Mrs. Jackson is here. So, I probably should, what time is it? I only got like 15 more minutes. I'm reading comments and sewing. I'm trying to chain piece on 4 blocks. Probably should have done 2. But I'll do 2 from here out. And then, so you can see like the different colors that I've got in this neutral block. So I will take off 2 of these. But I think once I take 2 of them off, I'll probably end up getting all 4 of them done. I'm also reading comments, so it's not like I'm just... I'll put these to the side. I don't know which ones are further along, but we'll do what we gotta do. Just so I can show you, like, when you're making something that's in one colorway, you don't want to... This is salvage. I'm going to cut it out. The only reason I'm cutting this salvage out, because I normally leave it in because I'm long arm quilting, so it's not going to bother me. But because it's light and it's showing underneath my fabric. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this salvage out. Otherwise, I don't normally cut them out. Matter of fact, I'm not going to use this one because it's only got 3 pieces of fabric on it. We want one that's got a lot. This one has a lot. All right. I gotta start sewing these. I don't know. I'm gonna just guess and say I need 60. I can't remember what the magic number is. So no, I need to put the guidelines for the round robin into the group. I need to find the sheet of paper that I wrote the people names down. I haven't gone through that yet. I've been doing everything that needs to get done next, and the stuff that's staring me in the face that I have no choice. So that's kind of what I've been doing. Oh, shut up, Kevin. You said you had to call your friend, right? Yeah, when I was I was stressed at this computer because I was calling him. I'm like, have you gotten any emails from me? And I'm having him check spam and everything. Because I'm like, nobody is responding to these emails I'm sending out. Not a one response. So, and the issue was, they weren't going out. And I still don't know what the problem is, so... I think it's just Yahoo being stupid, really. So, I'm going to have to figure out my Gmail password. I don't use it. You know, they made everybody get a Gmail password when you get a cell phone, and I don't use it. So, that's going to be an issue. Is this one on here? Nope. I got it on the other one, though, I think. Okay. This one's still not filled. One more piece, hopefully. Jason says he thought it was 68. Kevin says, yep, 60 string blocks, Miss T. Okay. Betsy says, there's an all-access bag in the new Block magazine. I'll bring it on Saturday to show you, Miss T. Okay. All-access bag. Okay. Will you put sashing between the blocks? No, ma'am. It's for a project. So they don't have sashing in between on this. I'm just making sure. Okay, so I'm gonna sew. I'm hoping I got everything covered. What in the world? Oh, okay. Yeah, I think everything is covered, so I'm gonna go get one of my other blocks back here. You know, that one that only has 3 strings on it. This one, which you can't see because it flopped down. This one here. Yeah, we'll put one on here. Just so you can see some of the coloring. If you were to use, like, if you're making just any scrap quilt and you're using scrappy backgrounds and you decide that you're going to use all white background fabric, and what I mean by that is like white fabric, white tone on tone. If you do that, you just wasted your time. You may as well have just cut one piece of fabric. So that's one of the reasons why I always put some texture. I'm looking for texture when I'm using something as a background and I want it to show. So I'm just going to show you this block. It's not trimmed up. But then you have all of this texture in your light blocks, and now you see every fabric that I sewed instead of me just sewing tone on tone prints together. And then you're wondering, like, what's the point? I can't even see the pattern from one white fabric to the next. So these will be squared up, and then I'll show you this one a little bit. This one's and then I'll talk about what I just did, even though I'll be demoing this in my Zooms. I'm sure one of my string videos has it in there. But, so here is my string block number 2. This is how it looks on the back side. Do you see how, you probably can't even tell because all you're seeing is the seam allowance right here where I folded it, but the fabric isn't attached at the seams. Why do I do that? Because I don't want to tear all of that stuff out. So if I have straight lines on any paper piecing, I'll put an anchoring line, and then when I start sewing other lines, if I know where my fabric goes a 1/4 inch above and beyond, I sew on my fabric and pull the paper back if I can. Now, if it's something where I'm going around in a circle and I can't pull it back, I can't pull it back. But anytime I can pull my fabric back from the paper, I pull it back and sew that way. If I don't sew on the paper, I don't have to rip that paper out. So that's what I'm doing. Jason must have made 68 blocks. Woo! Kevin's laughing at him too. I told him he can make a table runner with. He can give them to me. He can give me those 8 blocks. Or oh, Jason, he talking about, or Miss T can buy them. Isn't that something? Oh my goodness. Hi, Sandy Agger. She's recovering from hip surgery. And happy to be here, Miss T. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm glad you had your surgery. I'm glad it all went well, and praying for you that it's healed. So when it starts getting better, you won't have pain. So yeah. So those 2 are the ones I've done. I will go somewhere else and square them up in a space that I have, you know, in an area where I got more room. All right. But I wanted to at least show you what my prints look like, show you how I was sewing down. So yeah. But I need these pieces over here. Some of these should fit. We got that one already. Put you up there. This one's just the right size. It will not work when you put in a seam allowance. This one, yep. But it's kind of fat, so I'm gonna just fold it so I don't have to flip to my cutting mat and just cut it in half. It's not serious. It's not serious. You all are so nice. They're sending Sandy get wells. That's Elena. Yep. All I do is try to make sure I'm not putting the same fabric down. This fabric here, the little dots on it are so light, I can't tell right from wrong side. And if that's the case, it really doesn't matter. It's like, just sew the thing in here. So yeah. So it's 7:58. Do I have any more questions? I'm sure I haven't covered everything that I'm working on and need to do. I do have the Facebook groups for Dresden Village. I haven't done anything in them. We're going to be starting in March. Dresden Village is done. You got another week to 10 days to send off your round robin block center. Just any block. I think I'm going to be sending just anything that's already made or something, because I don't have anything done. What else? Dresden Village, fabulous, sew along. If you bought a pattern recently, you need to go on Facebook and request. I had 3 people that just requested. Everybody is not in that group. I can't put you into that group automatically because we're not Facebook friends. So you're going to need to go over and request to join the group if you've paid for your pattern from Teaquilts and you've paid your $12 to join the quilt group. To join the group with Teaquilts. Okay. Round Robin is there. I still haven't put anything in any other groups, but I am letting people in. So if you haven't already, go ahead and request that. And then I'm also working on 2024 retreat stuff. You're going to be getting final orders in for shirts. I'm not going to go into all those details here, but hopefully it'll work. If I even have to go figure out my Gmail account, I may have to start sending stuff there. So, Lizette Zayas is reminding people to hit the thumbs up button. My brother is saying good night, stay safe. Come back Saturday at 8 p.m. Well, look at him. Thank you, bro. Sandy saying thank you all for your well wishes. Quite a few more came in. What's the name of the Facebook group for Fabulous? Teaquilts Fabulous Sew Along. Teaquilts is going to start all of them so that you know that it's my group. So it's Teaquilts in the name of the pattern, and then Sew Along for all of those. And then the Teaquilts is just round robin, and I don't think I put USA only in the title, but it is for USA people only for the round robin. And you had to have been on that list that I had, because we had just enough people to do it. If nobody files out. Liz, I'm about to get off of here, but I'm not going to talk about what a round robin is because I've talked about it a while. But basically, it's a center with borders going around. And ask me next time I come in, and then I'll show it to you. I still have my round robin here. I'll show it next time because I'm about to get off. Okay? Sorry about that. So good night, everybody. You all stay blessed. Be safe and quilt out. Bye.